I can't think. What am I supposed to do?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Manxiety Show. I'm Rick Mamas. I'm Corey Brooks, alongside my co-host here.
Mick Thomas here, everybody. What's going on?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's dressed like your colleague day here.
It is. Look at that. It is a casual day at work.
Thought he'd come with the fucking work boots, but no.
Nope, did not. Came with my
get the memo.
shitty, cheap fucking.
But he shaved his beard much shorter.
You know what, man? I
You
did.
want to bring that up? It's coming up. It's going to come up. So I'm
I
sorry.
shaved it by accident. I had the thing set, and I fucking. It's been an awful day shaving for me. That's the thing, too. Like, I like the beard because I kind of feel I have chins, and the beard kind of covers that up. But apparently women like beards too. Like women like, and I don't know what the attraction is, ladies, about beards.
You think it's just a hormonal thing? Like it's just something, automatically look more manly with a beard than without one, to me.
You do, but I also...
Depends who you are. Like I look like I'm 12 when I'm shaved, so I can't, she won't let me do it. She said she'll divorce me.
Right, but I also, there's nothing that says I'm attracted to you by saying, hey, can you grow something that will cover up 42% of your face, please? You know what I mean?
Maybe throw a unibrow in there too.
Yeah, like I've never seen a hot girl during COVID wearing a mask. Nice body. Yeah, of course, nice body. But I've never seen like, oh, she's awesome under that mask, I bet. Like I want all my, like we don't ask them to cover up 42% of your face.
It reminded me of the Deuce Bigelow movie with the woman with the mask. Remember the one that was like...
Yeah. That's a great movie.
Oh.
But I had that incident, so I set the wrong thing on and I fucking buzzed and I messed it up. And I fainted in the shower.
What?
I passed out.
Were you panicked from shaving?
Fainted. It's like, oh dear, a spider. Down I went. No, I was shaving me man area.
Okay.
Right? And
what'd you do?
I don't know, I guess I was holding my breath.
Okay.
I don't know, like I'll shave, like I guess
if you're shaving your balls, I'd hold my breath too.
Yeah, I do for some reason. I do. Like if I shave up this part, it's fine.
It's like defusing a bomb with a
That's exactly
the blue or
what
red
it
line.
is.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
the blue or red wire.
yeah, the blue or red wire, yeah.
Din, 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 din. And so I'm legs apart. I'm all slathered. I got one leg up on the thing, and I'm going right in there, like right up this way up the balls.
I'm holding my breath now.
Yeah, right. And I do it all. I do it every other day. Every second day I do it, and I do like a nice manscape. I do like it nice and clean. Yeah. And I just, whatever way, I guess I held up too long.
Right.
And then I kind of, because I was looking down too to see what I was doing. Obviously, you can't just swing a razor blade around willy-nilly. And I guess I was down too long. I held my breath too long.
Right.
And I came up too fast, and I saw like these little stars. And like, well, they'll be gone in a minute. I knew what it was. They'll be gone in a minute. And I kind of stumbled on my right, and I just kind of went right down. I didn't hit my head off anything. I kind of came down on the plastic stuff with all the shampoos and the 900 bottles that women have.
Oh
just
my
came down
gosh.
I'm not kidding. I have Irish Spring 5-in-1 Like that's what they've done now. They've put five things we need. And like,
but you brush your teeth with it now.
That's gonna be the next one. Just fucking toothpaste. It's gonna be
everything. You just gel, brush your teeth, wash your hair.
Yeah, hair gel. It's gonna have everything a man needs in one bottle.
That's it.
And it was like, but it's true. I like the shampoo. Right? Conditioner, body wash, and I don't know what the other two
lotion.
are.
They throw lotion in it now sometimes.
Yeah, but don't you put lotion when you're done? So I would have rinsed off, I would have dried off, but I don't know what the other two are. Google that, people. So yeah, it's. I'll just look at it when I go home. Don't worry about it. So it's shampoo, conditioner,
body wash,
and I don't know what it is. Literally 5-in-1. I'm not making up, but yet she'll have, and my daughter, they'll have just like 100 bottles to do the same.
Why? Why do women need all these products? You know.
Yeah, and
she was putting on her makeup the other morning, and I started narrating. I just popped my head in. It's like, I've been doing clowning for about 3 years now, and she just did not appreciate that because I'm like, I got a little basket. I have a little basket. I have like shaving cream. I have my gel. I have my deodorant. That's all I need. But Amazon just keeps coming with new products. Like, what else? It's like every little thing, every little problem there's a product for. You know, there's a product.
She's doing
it's
this.
Like you see this little vein? No, not that one. I addressed this one, but this vein is a whole new product.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they just how much stuff, but that gets
7 different tweezers for what?
It gets in their pores.
Yeah, you know,
it gets in their pores and pores.
Pores.
And it's got to have some sort of effect. But I'm looking at all these products coming in. there's more and products, new products. Make your skin this way, elastic. Get the. I don't.
Yeah,
get it.
whatever
Does it
Kim
work?
Kardashian tells you to.
They buy. Yeah.
How about there's a lotion that stops you being a bitch? Right?
great.
Is that? I know it's a bit forward, but like
Right.
here's another segment we should do. Right? Another segment on the show called "What is Mick in trouble for on Facebook this week?"
Could you?
Right?
Hold on.
So-
First, can you imagine it's a commercial though?
Da-da-da-da-da.
it's
What's
like-
Mick in trouble for on Facebook this
This
week?
week.
Boom.
That's a
That
good
is
segment.
episode. Yeah,
Welcome
right?
to- yeah, it's a
So
good
here's what
segment.
happened today, and this is why I said, "Women, can you stop being a bitch?" This, I guess, I stumbled. Or Facebook, no, Facebook is the biggest antagonizer ever. It knows how to get me into a fight,
Right.
Because it dangles this carrot of, hey.
It's a
You
passive
could put in a
aggressive.
very funny joke here. I know I can think of a funny joke. Like it might say something like oh, this LGBTQT person was voted whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a joke there, and I want to say it,
It's-
and it's like it's not me to insult anybody, but it's like, and I go, hey, but they know, like it's not like, oh, we like the joke. It's like
Yeah.
you're gonna get fucking lynched for that joke. So here's what it was then. This is why I said if it could stop women being bitches. There was a woman and she was wearing a t-shirt, very attractive woman, nice rack on her, right? I know it's chauvinistic. I'm sorry, misogynistic. She did have a nice pair of breastises, and on her t-shirt it said, I'm going to paraphrase it, but it said, "How about you raise your boys to not stare instead of complaining what women wear," right? It's kind of
Right.
like the Riddler, right?
Okay.
But then
Yep.
I'm like, you wrote that on your tits.
So you have to
You
read it no
wrote that.
matter
I
what.
have. You wrote that on
Yep.
your tits. Now I didn't say that to the girl on the thing. All I comment was, "Hey, don't look at me." But also I think I'm paraphrasing. It's like, I think I wrote something like, "It's like a billboard. It's like putting up a billboard and saying, hey, don't look at this."
Why don't you put it on the shins of your jeans?
You put it on, you put it on your tits, and then
You
you're
put it
calling
right
me a
there.
bad person for
Yep.
looking at your tits. Well, you wrote something there.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? You wrote something
It was probably
there.
big and bold.
I'm
right,
walking-
right at the
yeah,
top,
I'm
and then it
walk-
got smaller.
Yeah. And you had to get up.
And the fucking
you had to get into it.
close. It was like an eye
And you're-
test.
Yeah. And you're like, "Sir, do you mind? You misogynistic." I don't know. I thought it was a fucking treasure map. I was going to
Exactly.
follow, like, you know what? I'm an ass man anyway.
You
Fuck
start,
you.
you start putting hand over one eye like the driving test.
Yeah. So that's what I got in shit. Like, and now that's coming back at me now. And one woman was like, "Oh, well, I follow your page and you're really funny, but you think this misogynistic
my
comment."
God.
What? And I said, and all I wrote back to her was like, "Well, tell me what I said was wrong."
Yeah.
Like you don't look at us, but you wrote it on your tits. Now I'm not gonna be one of those guys that come out there and go like, if I see
Wait,
a
it's gonna
woman
be like
wearing
a drink that'll change a man's DNA from being attracted to that.
exactly. We're going to be castrated. And I'm not going to put one of those ignorant comments up. And go, if you don't want us to look at you, don't wear that shirt so low or that skirt so short, right? I'm not even going to say that. And I know some people on there go like, "No, dude, that's why you want us to look at you." I'm not even going to go down that road. But don't write something on your tits and get mad if I try read what you wrote on your tits.
I'm surprised there's not men out there yet that are so like, you know, pro, like almost feminist men or whatever it may be out there, that are so
Cucks.
against chauvinistic
Cucks.
cucks, right?
Call
That are
them
just
cucks.
like, I got the part of my brain removed that's attracted to the boobies. you know?
Yeah. You know, I want to treat women like equal. They
Right?
are
There'll
equal.
be a
They're
brain
just
surgery for
different,
do that.
Fucking idiots.
Which also, it makes me think like, what if there's a fire alarm in a hospital doing brain surgery?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, like, they're in the middle of brain surgery.
I almost don't want you to explain. I want to work out the riddle of
Let's
what you
work-
said.
no, I'm just-
Riddle me this, Batman. You're in the hospital and someone's getting brain surgery. This is the old Batman from the 60s. Someone's getting brain surgery.
and the fire alarm goes off.
And the fire alarm, what do you do, Batman? And boy wonder. He's like, "Gee Willikers, Batman."
it's like Jigsaw.
Yeah, Robin, I don't know.
Let's play a game.
Okay, so
You're in the
what?
middle of brain surgery.
Explain your question.
So, someone's getting brain surgery done
What kind of surgery?
on their brain. The head's open, or
obviously,
whatever.
is it like,
brain.
are they removing a tumor? Are they doing a lobotomy?
It's whatever the like a real important one is. So tumor, that's all
I would assume
important.
any operation.
Right, so
on
what does
the
it matter?
brain is
What,
like-
what does it matter what it is? And it's the middle of it, and all of a sudden, the fucking fire alarm goes off, and there's a message over. Everybody has to evacuate right now. What happens?
That's a good question.
Right?
I don't know. I would assume they would just like push you out onto the street and just keep
It's on a
operating
stretcher
in the
and just
parking lot.
drooling from you because you got to be awake for it.
Yeah, and then
just doing it. A bird comes and shits on your brain.
Mister, you're just like operating. Nurse, scalpel, towel, nurse, towel. Clock that up.
He's feeling about goddamn potholes.
And you look over. You're like, get me a Mr. Softy, Mr. Softy, vanilla, please.
Because Mr.
Vanilla.
Softy's there's a fire alarm. He's like, this is a good chance to make some profit.
Well, maybe they just happen to be driving by. You know what I mean?
Sticking a cone over a brain.
People coming out of hospital depressed,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Right? They've been fasting for a while. They're not allowed to eat proper food. The first thing you come out, you want to get like you do.
A banana
when you
float.
come out of you do want to kind of go wild when you've been locked
It's like
up.
leaving the doctors when you're younger, right? It's always like when we were younger, be like, oh, we'd go McDonald's after the doctors. It was just like rewarding. You made it through the doctors.
No,
a depressing.
That's so you would get a reward. Yeah.
No, like it was just.
In Ireland, you came out of doctors like, you know, you're rewarded. You're fucking healthy now. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. The government just paid for your bill. You're fine now. Yeah, that problem you had with your tummy is gone
It's
now.
gone.
That's your reward.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering. It's just dick just popped into my head.
Yeah, I heard Billy Connolly told this great story. My all-time favorite comedian.
Yeah.
He told a story about these bikers that were in Australia.
Right.
And one guy came off the bike and bang, right into a coma. And he was out for a short coma. You know, as far as comas go, it was a short-lived one, maybe a week, 2-week coma. So an earthquake was coming in. They were hitting they got hit with an earthquake, so they evacuated everyone out of the hospital, just like we're talking about.
Right.
Out into the parking lot, out into the street, I rolled them right onto the beach because the hospital was right on the beach.
Yep.
And the biker woke up and he's just like the gulls flying. He's like, oh, it's just like Earth. It's not like it wasn't one of his bits. It was just a story he told. Like it's fucking
great. Just
imagine you wake up like, oh, it's just like Earth. Oh, it's fucking magic.
Oh my God. So I have a funny story to tell you about my father actually.
Go on. Love your dad.
Because I know he's a great guy. Because we're talking about
my dad's my BJ partner
and women,
which I'm not even going to explain that because it sounds gross.
Yes,
and I like people thinking it's gross.
I won't even elaborate.
Yeah, we will because we don't want people thinking it's
Yeah, it's
gross.
the wholesale club.
It's like because some
like
states,
Costco.
some states don't have it.
Yeah.
Some countries don't have it. BJ's is like a Costco. I like it better than Costco personally, but
Yeah.
I always bump
like
into Corey's
BJ's
dad
better than
there
Costco. Yeah, on a Sunday
morning. We chat over by the deli counter. Yeah, what's going on? Big
It's
hug.
funny that you guys are on the same flight pattern. You know, but I guess that's what happens.
No
You go to the
women. We
supermarket.
fucking power through.
You know.
Get out of the way. We know what we're getting. We know what shelf it's
Yep.
on. We know what aisle it's
But
in.
like, you know, you go to the supermarket, usually you might start off on the left. But now if you go and you start, if you just one day you go and you start on the right, it just throws your whole fucking shopping pattern off.
It does, yeah, it does.
It's
but
crazy.
I don't. I will make that right because I know
will?
where everything. I know
Yeah.
where everything is, and I know what I want.
Right.
And like I remember I've gone there and I've come home and she's like, what did you forget? I go, nothing, bitch. The car's full of fucking groceries. I done did it already.
Yep.
I done did the groceries already. She's like, well, it usually takes me a weekend to do it. Well, look at this. The car is, go fucking start unloading it.
That's
You know?
it.
Anyway, so go ahead.
So yeah, we were talking about, you know, women and whatever being bitchy and stuff. So we're in the car the other
sounds
day.
like a caveman. We talk about women.
And you know, my mother, she helped a lot with this wedding, and she had a lot of her mind with this wedding. So she wanted to make sure everything was done. You do this, you do that, and you know,
Yeah,
me
she
and my
took
father
a
were
lot.
out to try to do some errands to help with that. And I forgot what it was. And so she was, you know, they were on the phone, and I hear my father. He's like, "Can you stop? Will you just stop it? Stop it." Stop it. They're getting louder and more pissed. I'm like, what the fuck, Dad? I'm driving. I'm like, what is going on? I look down. I look to the right, and I started bawling. I started laughing so hard. You know why I started fucking laughing on so hard? Because he wasn't on the phone. He was using the iPhone, the dictation, to yell at my mother through text. But it wasn't coming out how he wanted to. He wanted stop to be capitalized with the exclamation, and it wasn't doing it. It was just saying stop it. So he kept yelling harder and harder into it, hoping it would be all capitals, exclamation. I'm fucking losing it. I'm losing it. I'm like, why don't you just call him and tell? He's like, stop it. It's like,
yeah, it's hard.
how do people? That drives me nuts with these people like talking to the phone for text. You do it?
I do it.
Yeah,
I do it, but certain words because of the accent, it doesn't. It fucking ruins it. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
he's really yelling at her. Like, what does she keep saying?
And my wife would text me back like, oh, what does it mean? I'm a punt. Oh, no, it's the old text language accent.
I'm
there.
sorry. Did you correct it?
Yeah, I do. I do it all the time. Like sometimes I'll be driving, right, and I'll have the kids in the car and I'm trying to do business, right? I got clubs might text me, hey, Mick, you free such a date, whatever.
Right.
And I'll press the button on the, like I don't text. I do text and I drive. I'm not going to pretend like I'm better than you because I do text and drive.
I think everybody's guilty of it.
Everyone is, but I will try to, like, if my kids are in the car, I won't do it. Right. So I'll go,
Never.
Hey, I am not free that week. Like I sound like I am not free.
Yep.
That weekend, like, you know, I'm not free that weekend, but I will be free the following weekend, comma, if that helps, question mark, send. And then she'll read it back. But once in a while, like, my kids will be in the background having a conversation as I'm doing it. And it will send what they said as well.
Oh my God.
You know
so
what I mean?
That comes,
like,
that just...
Yeah, like I'm talking to a famous comedian's comedy company right now.
Right.
About doing an album.
Oh, beautiful.
And I'll tell you about it off air. I'll tell you about
Spoiler
more,
alert.
well, teaser more than
Teaser.
spoiler. And I said I'm talking like to the head honcho of the company.
Right.
And I'm going blah 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 da 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 da. And then it was like, can we get McDonald's for lunch? Right. And I look at the message and the guy wrote back, thank you so much, Mick. I'm looking forward to receiving that from you, and you can have what you want for lunch. Motherfucker.
Did you even explain what happened?
I was like, oh shit. I just wrote back like then because I pulled in, I was home. I just wrote, sorry, talking text, and my kids were in the car. I was like, fuck.
I had to unsend a message the other day because I was talking to my boss, and all of a sudden I looked down, and under like the long paragraph, we went a serious conversation. It just sent poop. like, unsend it. I don't know how that happened. It just said poop. Oh.
So what, do you know what your dad was fighting about, or you don't want to talk about it?
No, it was just my mother was just like, did you guys do this? Did you guys do that? And he's like, your mother's driving me nuts. She keeps adding stuff. We're getting stuff done, but she keeps adding to do this, to do that. So he was just like,
oh, this was the wedding,
just
right?
calm down. Like,
Yeah.
stop. We got this. But it just wasn't saying it the way he wanted to. He was starting to get, because she would ask, did you do this? You do that? And he said, yeah. And then it'd be another thing. And
Okay.
and then he was just trying to tell her to just stop it. But it wasn't coming. I was like, why did you just call it that? He was just yelling, getting so frustrated. But he thought that getting louder, the phone would pick up his tone of voice and just write it exactly how he wanted it to.
Like
it just wasn't.
Like your dad thought your phone was like, I know this bitch, right?
Right? Yeah. Exactly. This bitch, right?
Fuck, man, it's exhausting.
I was just laughing so hard because I'm like, are you yelling at the phone to yell at mom? It just was fucking great.
Yeah, so I had that, and I was dealing with shit today. Like I have both cars in the shop.
Both of them.
Yeah,
What happened?
that's why I took the bike out again.
Really?
So I mean,
Maintenance stuff, or
the bike.
just-
I'll take the bike anyway.
Right,
That's
right.
not that wasn't an excuse. But so my car for a few weeks has been making a loud rattle, right? And I just
Okay.
figured, you know what, my car is like, I don't like cars. I'm not a
Okay.
car person. I don't care as long as it's clean. I genuinely don't give a shit. I don't hunt. I don't go, you know what my next car is? I've never seen a car and go, I would like that. I do that with motorcycles, but I've never done that with a car. And so I see. So the car's starting to like, I just figured, you know, because of the age of the car, maybe I need to bring and get a tune up, like things, because that's what happens. Like sometimes you know, like if you buy a bed from IKEA, like after a while you got to go back and tighten up the screws, you know, about, you know, a year later, because it's not like things start getting a bit loose.
I've never jumped in my car before.
Right, yeah. But, you know, so the cars are the same thing. Like after a while, like some things start to shake, and if that shakes, that could hit something else. And so I just figured a piece of plastic banging off something that shouldn't. So I bring it in for a tune-up, and the guy is like a really nice guy, and he's just like, listen, and he like to the point where he was like, come on over. Let me show you. He's like, let me show you what I'm dealing with. So it wasn't like, well, you need one of these things. You need a new Maya Hoff lifter. And I'm like, oh no, not a Maya Hoff lifter, because I don't know fuck all about cars.
And this jiggy-majiggy thing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about cars. And
the flux capacitor.
yeah, all that shit, right? So I go over, and the guy's like, listen, I thought you needed this part here, but when I went in further, you can see this part's worn out. And then because of the labor, and because my car's a hybrid,
right?
So he showed me the cable that goes all the way to the back of the fucking thing, and he's like, it's $1,000 on labor alone. So I'm looking at paying $3,000 for this shit.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Fucking $3,000. And then so I go, she dropped it off at work. So it's the guy that works right next door to her, really nice guy.
Okay.
And so I go, you know what? I'll drive over.
Right.
You know, I'll how did I do it? Yeah. She took my car because she took it in, and I took her car over to the guy wanted to speak to me.
Okay.
Right? Because he's an old, like a Muslim guy, so I don't he's
Gotcha.
like, you know, get your husband.
Right.
Like she's like, well, you can tell me what's wrong with the car. It's like, no. Get your husband. Little do they know, like it's like I use her toolbox at home. Right. So it's
He
like,
does, and it's a beautiful pink toolbox.
It's purple. And
Purple?
I'm like, yeah, it's a purple one. And I'm like, You don't remember when I took it?
I do.
When you helped
See,
me
I was
fix the
close with
fence?
pink.
You helped me fix the fence
That's
with
right.
the purple things?
Oh my God! Yeah. We're using a little purple handled hammer. Man trying to fix a fence.
Exactly. So he comes over and he's like, I go over and I look at the fucking thing and he's showing me everything. He's like, yeah, man, he has the whole, the car is gutted. It's like, you need to do this, that, the other. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm driving her car.
Right.
And all of a sudden, like, as the foot's going down, the car isn't really moving. The revs are going up, but the car is like slowly. I'm like, fuck.
So the transmission sounds like.
It does sound like the transmission, right? That's what some of the things, but also that happened to me in the same car a year ago, driving to Jersey to do a gig. It didn't have any coolant in it, and I had the air conditioning blasting.
Yep.
So I thought maybe that was it. Maybe it was just like you know more about cars than I do.
So that's like an argument between me and my wife. I start to get so revved up, but I move nowhere.
It's just fucking steam. She's just like, you're not going anywhere.
Her wheels are spinning perfect.
Yeah. She's like fucking, remember the bad guy remember Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Remember that guy? And it's like, life could be a dream.
Yeah.
And he's going up the street, and he makes people crash off the road.
I love that movie.
That is a fucking great
I love that movie.
I love Dalton. The name's Dalton.
Yeah, the name's Dalton.
Like
It's fucking great.
When he goes into the storeroom and the guy's shagging the girl.
Yep.
He's like, oh, baby, you're going to be my regular Saturday night thing. And then the guy walks in, he's like, you're fired. He's like, I'm on my break.
Check.
Stay on it. I'm like, yeah, Dalton. And then he's dating that
Rest in
doctor.
peace, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, that doctor with the fucking swoof on her hair.
Big blonde swoof, yeah.
Which explains because she drove the red Jeep convertible everywhere, so that would figure it, her hair would be
that
all
makes
nice.
sense.
That's a great fucking movie.
It really is. If you've never seen it, it's from like 1987, something like that. But it's a great watch.
And I like how he's just ripped in shape, and he's out. He's only
Sam Elliott's in it. Sam Elliott's one of my favorite actors.
He's only work out those Tai Chi. Like if you look,
it's so funny.
He's out on the roof of his lake house,
at like 8 a.m. of this. It's just so random.
I like that you said 8 a.m. like it's early. It's just like he's out in front of the house, and it was like, oh, he knows all the martial arts. He knows everything. Yep. He gets it.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Fucking really, really funny.
It really is. So you and I would get into a funny conversation about, and we stopped it because we call each other in the morning what we're going to kind of do this week and when we're going to do the podcast.
Well, we call and we vent. We don't call it to plan.
But what happens is a lot of the times it turns into a really great podcast. So we have to hang up the phone. But I'm
in the treadmill. People are looking at me like, what the fuck is he on about?
But so we were talking about, when people that commit really heinous crimes and then they want to be born again,
born again Christians.
Born again Christians.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was like, when the priest does that, and you're like, it's not the priest.
It's a pastor.
It's a pastor. So as you were explaining, it's kind of like loan sharking.
It is.
And it's got to be a 50-50 bet because it's just like, all right, he's not going to do it. He's not getting his hands dirty with that. So they're going to do it. But hey, I'm not promising you going to heaven.
Right.
Like, hey, listen, it's a good, we can try. I'm going to help you try.
They're like, listen, I can do. It's like, I think if you're trying to get,
I can get you in line up there.
Because born agains, man.
I can't get you right in, but I can try to get you in line.
Yeah, born agains are usually coming from like kind of a bad within themselves. So
but I'm not even like talking about like alcoholics or anything like that.
No, a lot of them are.
That. I'm talking about people that have killed and stuff like that.
Excuse me.
I've done really heinous. Like you see Jeffrey Dahmer, right? He was trying to get born again after doing all that.
He
shit.
was, yeah.
So I'm talking about like people like that.
Well, some of them do. Born agains do that, right? Born again. There's Christians and there's born again Christians, right? And the difference I think is, and if I'm messing this up, please forgive me. Yep. Which you will because you're born again. But usually born again is kind of it's they get a clean slate and they're born again into the through the eyes of the Lord, through Jesus.
Right.
But the thing about it is like my experience with born again Christians, and not all of them are like that because I don't know where I fall anymore. I'm a Catholic, but I kind of like being a Christian. Like I like following. It's a better way to talk to God.
Yeah.
But I think born again Christians, what they'll do is the ones that I know have come from. I don't judge anybody, but I think the average person would say some heinous stuff. But what they'll do is they'd start to judge you. Like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, well, so, hey, man, how about you, like, back off a little bit? Just because you got a clean slate right now, it doesn't mean you get to tell me You know what I mean? Like my choice of porn is wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm into that. Don't judge not yet ye be judged. And you know, but like a lot of them in jail will do it. Like a lot of people in prison will do it, and it helps them get parole and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I mean that's good. I mean, I think you're trying to do the right thing. I just was like, it's just kind of saying like, all right, God that kills people, you're gonna be born again, you're going to heaven. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to go to see the Knicks play.
You know, it's like, listen, I got a guy when you get up there, he's working the back door of the gates, and he might be able to do something for you. I can't guarantee you, but at least doing this will get you to the back gates.
Yeah, they're like ticket scalps for heaven.
That's it.
You get up there and Peter's there. Where'd you get these tickets? I got them off Pastor Lou. Yeah, this is like the 5th one we got today, but these are no good.
These are no good.
What am I supposed to do? We got to go wait in the purgatory room till we figure this shit out.
Pastor Lou didn't even really go to what school he needed to go to.
Yeah, he didn't get the certification.
The certification. He paid for his certification.
Baptized and all that stuff.
So funny. It's like the swear jar too. We're trying to do a swear jar. We started it, but
Where?
I'm like,
at home?
At home. You know what I mean? You say, but then what do you do with the money? Because it's just like, oh, we're going to save it for Disney.
It's your money.
My son will be there dropping fucking F-bombs like no tomorrow. What are you supposed to do? You know? Like, what are you supposed to do with the swear jar? Like, all right, because if I curse, it goes in there. She curses, it'll go in there. If he slips up, it goes in there. And then what do you
then it turns into IOUs.
Or the money should be going to the charity or something. Like, you can't sit there and say, I saw a swear jar for the Disney trip. This kid's in there like,
how much are you swearing that you're paying for a Disney trip?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, what are you supposed to do with the swear jar? I got like $3 in there. It's all me.
It's like we're going to Disney in August. That's 2 months away. I know I got Tourette's, you cunt.
Now what my son does is just try to get me to curse all the time.
Just walks up and punch you in the nuts.
Fuck, that's $7, Dad.
So what's the charge?
You know, it's just $1 word
price?
right now.
Oh, it's just no words are stronger than others?
No, it's just no. And it makes you better. It does.
See, yeah, if you put a value, if you put a different price on the different words, then that'd be like that. I would be in trouble then. You know what I mean? Yeah. The C word would probably be like high end, top shelf.
Yeah.
Top shelf.
But you got to make it for like, all right, you can't say I'm going to donate to charity because then it's like, all right, we're cursing, but look, the money's still going to something good. Like you got to, what you got to do is dump it in the fire pit in the backyard and just light it on fire.
You go to a church, you go, here you go as a check for $4,000. Where did that come from? Cunt.
4 years of cunt.
What? Yeah, but I think that would be funny though if you had like this word like damn get you like 50 cents.
Yeah, like
shit,
a curse
get
chart.
You $1. Yeah,
like a menu.
Yeah, then you have to try right. Yeah. And but like I said, the top shelf ones would be C, the C word. You know, then once in a while when important guests come over, you open up a briefcase and you brush off the N word. Like, that'd be $20. That's we're top notch people over here. Can you imagine?
Oh my God. So fucking funny.
I watched Django Unchained before I came out. I was sitting home. I was sending emails and I left on the background. Oh boy, is there a lot of use of that word in there.
Just gonna say,
I would say too much.
Yeah.
I get
it's almost uncomfortable to watch a little bit, but I guess that's what they were going for. But
it's not uncomfortable because it's funny. Like, and I get the argument right, like with the history, because that's the thing too. Like they'll make movies about those times, like horrible times, things that happened to Jewish people, things that happened to Irish people, things that happened to black people, and they'll use the slurs. But I
mean, I'm glad I'm a bit uncomfortable watching it. You know,
No, I can remove myself from history. I don't care. It doesn't bother me, man. I know what happened. I don't condone it by any means, but it's part of it. And I think the more you see, the more you realize how fucking awful it was.
It was terrible.
But when you watch this one, you're like, because like sometimes they'll make a they'll make a movie about slavery, right?
Anytime you think Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry.
That's all right. But I'm saying, I think sometimes with slavery, right? Like they'll make a movie about slavery, and then they'll go, "Oh, you gosh darn idiot!" Like, is that what you really said?
No.
Like, come on, the guy drove a wagon over your foot, or he dropped a hammer on your foot when you guys were working on the barn together. And did you call him? Like, "Oh, you big dope"?
Like, I hope Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't a method actor on that movie. You know, he just walks into the Jack in the Box. You know, you can't.
Yeah.
It's just,
You will get me. But
What is he, Colonel Sanders?
Yeah, go away. You know, it's funny. We went down south, and there's a golf course in a plantation, right down in South Carolina, and it was me, my friend Kenny, and Dan Barry, and we Dennis Rooney too. Dennis Rooney, a lot of 4 comics just fucking laughing our asses off.
Yep.
But like we were like. We were playing in this, like, it was a legit plantation, which I don't understand why you just changed the name. Like, what you're calling it a plantation like you're proud of it.
I thought you were going to say it was a basketball court.
Yeah, no, but I just remember like coming out of the clubhouse waiting for them to go. And I'm sitting there, and I've got those weeping willow trees, which I love. You know, the ones like the southern trees, and the weather is nice, and I'm sitting on a rocking chair, and I'm rocking back and forth, and they come out and they go, "You all right?" And I go, "I get it now." And they were like, "What the fuck?" I was like, no, not that. Not that. I get this fucking relaxation of the South.
Right.
But they were thinking like, I'm like, yeah, I get it now. Oh boy, was I born too late. Was I born in the wrong time? You fucking assholes. But yeah, man, we were playing literally on the graves of like dead.
Really?
Yeah. And we took my...
Wait, so they put a golf course over graves like that?
Yeah, you're just fucking teeing off.
The hand just comes through the hole.
You're just teeing off on top of some guy. You know, fucking awful. Just you're teeing off on top of just pain.
The flagpole's just a skeleton arm hanging out.
That's all it is. It's awful.
It's so terrible.
It's awful, man.
Fuck.
But yeah, I lost my train of thought now. I think what I was going to say.
He's not racist.
No, that's right. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yes,
obviously.
I know. I don't know. I'm just trying to break the silence up.
Just trying to. You don't have to break silence at all. So I saw something. I was thinking if he was going to text you.
Yep.
We were going to talk about that woman on the plane. Didn't you send me something on the plane?
Oh, I did.
I sent you something too, it's a few weeks old now.
Did I send you? I sent you the woman that was wasn't there? There was a gentleman that was complaining about her being too big for the sitting next to him or something. And then he was texting his friend some inappropriate.
Yes.
Overweight.
So she was reading his message.
Yep.
Which is your fault, by the way. You shouldn't be reading other people's messages, even if they're talking about you.
Yeah.
Right? I do believe that. Like, if you're texting something bad about me and I see it, it's my fault. I shouldn't be looking.
I kind of want to look up what he said.
So she was a husky lady.
Yes.
Right? Big she was a big
She was a plus model, if I'm not mistaken.
She was a plus model, which, listen, I'm not the first comic to talk about this, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but it fucking offends me.
Yeah.
Like, plus size models offend me because... Like, I believe everything you should be successful at, you should have to work hard at.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying this girl doesn't get up early and go to the shoots and spend all day in front of the lights and the camera. 100% I'm sure she does. I'm not talking about that. But what if she had to, like, why can't you be like a regular model? Right? Like, do you know the work it takes? Yeah. And people go, "Oh, you starve yourself." No, they don't. They don't starve themselves. They bust their asses to get to the gym. They work really fucking hard. They do, you know what I mean? And you're just going to come along now.
Yep.
And fucking, like, there's also like fat mannequins.
It's harder to starve yourself than it is to eat yourself heavy.
Of course it is. And this is not about, it's not fat shaming. So don't write on the boys are fat shaming. You're terrible pigs. No, we're not doing it. Yeah. I should post a picture up. You should insert it. I know you got a lot of work to do when you edit this, but I should go right now. Look, here's me at 280 pounds. Fat picture of Mick Thomas. So I know what it's like to be a fat person. So don't think I was always walking around like this, you know, strutting me stuff from being a kid.
Yep.
I know what it's like to be fat. I know what it's like to be fat. And I know what it takes to lose it. Yeah. I know what it takes to try stay in shape. So don't fucking, come at these ladies, when they canceled the Victoria's Secret's fashion show, it broke my heart. That was, to me, was the start of the movement. That I really was.
I can't believe they did that.
And I was willing to help you and get your backs and everything. And like, we need to change this. When you got rid of, and some people saying, well, this is just before Epstein's Island came out, and the guy who owned Victoria's Secrets was spotted on there, so they kind of wanted to slowly, fade away. But it wasn't. It wasn't the reason, because in the headlines, in all the news, and what they came out with a statement was that they took it down because women felt uncomfortable watching these. Angels is what they were.
They were angels.
They were it went with Christmas.
Yep.
Like, just because that's why Christmas is the best. And Hanukkah if you're Jews. Like, I'm sure you celebrate things your own way and you look forward to your own holidays. But the movies start. I eat like a pig because, like, I'm going to people's houses. I'm getting cookies everywhere, and there's no point in fighting it. I want to enjoy myself. The movies, the music, the decorations, the lights, the magic. People are kinder, right? And Victoria's Secret's fashion show was part of that.
Right.
And the angels would walk down and men would be hornier. So women would get better sex.
Yep.
Because the men would be just revved up. It wasn't like, all right, honey, turn on your side. Let me heave it in. Come on, let's go. House Hunter starts in 15 minutes, right? It was like you're revved up from watching these angels for an hour and a half.
Yep.
And you would fuck a cement wall.
Yep.
Right? You would bang a cement wall.
Until you look left on the couch.
And they took it away from us.
They took it away.
They took it away because women are not realistic. They're not supposed to be realistic.
They're not supposed to be.
They're not supposed to be. That's why Brad Pitt, we never complained. Like, men, we don't go in looking like this and going,
yep.
You know, but Brad Pitt shouldn't be up there. Get him down because that's making me feel like when I went to see Thor.
You aspire to be Brad Pitt.
You aspire. Like when I went to see Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yep.
Right, the one came out kind of bad, not the best movie, but I'm a huge Thor fan.
Yeah,
and then Zeus flicks his clothes off, and Thor is standing there naked, and I went, "Fuck you!" And I had a bucket of popcorn, and I went, "Fuck you!" You know what I did? I put the popcorn over there on the empty chair, and I went home and I went to the gym.
Yep,
because that's what I did. That was where my motivation went. I didn't write a letter and say cancel Thor.
Yep,
get rid of him.
It's supposed to motivate you.
It is supposed to motivate you. You're supposed to get inspiration from these people. And if you can't get it from angels, where else are you going to get it from?
You're supposed to want to be in those tight, lacy thongs and bras instead of whatever they make out of barbecue covers.
Yeah. You're like, she walks in like, that reminds me, I got to cover the pool. Right? I can't
terrible.
Can't wait to see the comments on this one.
Oh, God, please forgive us.
But ladies,
they won't.
And you would put on the Victoria's Secret fashion show. You would, do you remember walking in? Did your missus ever bring into a Victoria's Secret? Did you ever go into a Victoria's Secret with your missus? Right? Yeah. And you were like, oh,
exactly. I've never. And this is terrible. And you're gonna be like, why? Who cares? But I've never been able to go into a Victoria's Secret and buy something just by myself.
I've never done it either because
I'll fuck it up. Yeah, I'll fuck it up. And I just feel, I don't know. How do you ask for help?
Yeah, I'll walk out there and she go, what did you buy?
She's the small. Do you think this looks nice?
Yeah.
How you can't ask for help as a man in that store.
I come home for Christmas. What did you get me? A coat rack.
What would you wear
in the corner?
Is that what you say? Like, you can go into a Gap and say, hey, I'm trying to. What do you think is a good outfit to wear? You can't walk into a Victoria's Secret, go up to a girl and be like, what would you wear?
Right. I mean,
what feels good up your ass crack?
I'm sure they did, though. I'm sure they did. Like my sister-in-law used to work at Victoria's Secret.
As a man, how do you ask, like, what feels good on the front, you know?
Yeah, but let's be honest. We don't care if that's fucking barbed wire.
No, we don't care. But I'm saying, like,
look
if you're buying it for your feet, I know you don't. But if you're like, I want her to be comfortable.
No, we don't. We don't. It's a waste of time. That's a silly question because we don't care how they feel.
But it's interesting to watch guys shopping there by themselves.
No, but my point is, like, when you used to go to Victoria's Secret, right? You go in there, you go, even you would walk by and see the big posters and get a boner.
You went home and jerked off to the mannequins.
Right? You would walk around the mall, like, it's a fucking mall. I fucking gotta go over here to the food court. You're walking like really fast, but then you came to that store and you slowed down. You slowed down a little bit and you looked in.
And you see the angels on the big TV screen in the back behind the register.
Like our dumb minds were like, maybe they lived there. Like maybe there's an angel in there now.
Right? He's so excited.
And
then the girl you're with goes, I want Annie Ants.
Have you walked by now?
Yep.
Have you walked? Look at now. Yep. Look at it's everything. There's
the other day when
there's angels with dicks there. Like I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is not the same store I signed up for.
It's like
leave things to where they are. You know, and there's all these girls together on a beach, like laughing. Like you would never hang out with each other.
No.
Those two skinny ones who are from China, the big fat one, the black one, the one with the dick, and the Down syndrome one. You would never hang out together on a beach.
Never.
Don't act like you would. That's an unrealistic poster. I'm not going in now. I would never walk in there because I would be so confused. I'd be like, hey, I want to buy my wife a pair of panties. Does she have a dick? I don't fucking know anymore. What did you do to Victoria's Secrets? What did you do? Fuck it. I'm going to fucking Expressions.
There's like an extra cloth. They put like an extra slot now that
like
hangs off of it.
Trunk.
An elephant trunk.
Like an elephant trunk. The fuck? I'm not going to Victoria's Secret. I was fucking annoying, man. Annoying.
It's the truth.
But anyway, so this other chick, she went viral. She's an influencer, and she's gone viral for. She's been famous for making travel videos and what it's like to be a fatty traveling around the world. And again, disclaimer: picture of me at 280 pounds
right here.
But so she has made herself famous, and good for her. I'm all about people. I'm all for people. all for people bettering their situation, taking advantage of their situation, right? Like you're
Right.
capitalizing on their situation. All for that as long as it's legal and ethical. I'm all for it. Good for you for turning this in. But what you're doing now is now she's starting to, her name is Jacqueline something. Jacqueline O'Lantern. When you see the size of her. Jacqueline O'Lantern. She just has a candle in her mouth.
He was so fucking quick with that.
Anyway, so Jacqueline.
It's the odd shaped pumpkin that it was called.
Yeah. So now she's starting to put
God.
the cost on us because
All right.
what she's doing now is she's saying that they should get 2 extra seats and they should be paid for by the airline.
That's
so now
ridiculous.
our tickets, like we flew to
Yep.
Utah, right?
Yep.
Our tickets are going to go up now because fucking Fatty at the back wants 2 extra seats for herself, so she's comfortable.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like how about you put the fork down when you're done?
That's it. Don't you want to be healthy though? That's the thing. Like I was heavier too. Here's mine.
Yeah, it's not
But,
an image thing. I don't want you people thinking like all joking. Like we've made some jokes and on some of them are unfair, but
And
funny.
But funny.
But
yeah.
funny.
And listen, I still got a little weight to myself as well. It's just you want to be healthy. You do. I like to eat myself. I like desserts. I like to indulge. But you get to that point. I don't understand how some of them get to that point. I guess they're just from childhood. So maybe it's a complex when they were raised that way. But how do you get to that point? And I'm like, whoa, I gotta stop. I gotta slow down now.
It is an eating
this
disorder,
isn't, you know?
to eat too much. It
Right.
is an eating disorder, and I do understand that too. But also,
It's a disorder, but you can't. Now all of a sudden, meth's a disorder. Doing meth's a drug. An addiction's a disorder. No,
Yeah,
is
it's
it
not-
not.
it
You're not going to
is.
see meth heads now walking down the runway. It might
Probably will.
be interesting.
Probably will. Trying to smoke the exhaust pipe of a fucking 747. But and this is not about, again, it's not an image thing because we know what's the perfect thing to look like, right? We all look like fucking idiots in our own way.
Right.
None of us are 100% secure
Right.
what we look like. None of us are.
None
So
of us.
it's not me having to go at how you look, you disgust me by looking at it. It's not that.
Nope.
It's just that, like, it's not healthy. And now you're expecting fucking me to pay for it. Our health insurance goes up. All this
Everything.
shit goes up. The only thing I will say that you've done is that you've demanded larger tubs of ice cream, and I'm for that. I love a bit of ice cream, mate.
So do
I'm
I.
all for that. I'm all
So
for
do
that.
I.
But like, I'm not paying for. So what happens then if they get 2 extra seats? Does that mean they get 2 meals too? So you're never
Double the
helping the
peanuts,
problem.
double the pretzels,
Excuse
double the
me.
free Diet Coke.
They drop down.
Why is it always Diet Coke they drink? I know you. I like Diet Coke. I like Coke Zero, but why is it bigger people always get Diet Coke?
Well, because they think they're tricking themselves.
You
Like
know.
it's that. Listen, and here's the thing, I won't fault them for that because believe it or not, like Coke has a lot of calories in it.
Right, it
Believe
does.
it or not,
So I
like
guess
you
you're
could
just trying to
have,
save,
you
but-
could have a large Coke, man. Like say you go to McDonald's.
Yep.
If you got a large Coke, it's probably, and you look this up. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure and confident that I'm right.
Yeah.
A large Coke probably has more calories in the actual Big Mac.
Probably
A large, it probably does,
probably
right?
does, 100%, yeah.
I'm talking about a large one
So-
now. So the Diet Coke kind of has no calories, but now it's got other shit in too.
I
but
guess,
that's
yeah,
okay.
I-
but it does have a lot of it's a healthier option. So I don't fault, but people always
Don't wanna
make
fix
fun of
yourself.
them.
That thing's going down.
What's going down?
The leg. You're gonna fall in a minute.
Is it going to break?
Yeah.
Is it like break or just sink?
It might break. So I would just move it over. As I can cut this out. Listen,
Yeah, it's cut out. There you
Hey,
go.
see,
There you go.
better. So I take that back because I don't want to. I'm not trying to shame anybody, but I know it sounded shameful, I guess, at first. But you've kind of brought the
I mean, just
realization to me.
with the Coke thing. like,
Just with the Coke, because it's just like, all right, well, you're drinking with McDonald's. You know, I know you're trying
Right.
to say, but you're drinking it with McDonald's. You're drinking it with a whole bunch of Chinese food. You're drinking so it's. What do you? I guess I don't know.
I saw
have no
the one of
explanation
another
for it.
girl,
I shouldn't be
another
talking about it, I guess,
influencer, and she went famous too. She went viral for this one clip, and she would go. She's talking about her on her healthy journey, and she's a big one again. You can see, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's only from the shoulders up, but you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And she comes back from Panera. Again, look it up yourself.
Yep.
mosquitoes. And she's coming back from Panera, and she goes, "Hi guys, I'm back here with my healthy options again from Panera." And she opens the bag and she goes, "Oh no!" And she didn't even open it yet. She goes, "Oh no, they gave me the wrong thing. They gave me turkey and they gave me bacon and all this like sloppy food." She goes, "Oh, I mean, I guess I'll try it." It's like, "Oh, they gave me a regular milkshake instead of water. Oh, they messed up my whole like everything in there." And she goes, "I might as well try it." Like, just did. Like,
It's just, and you know what it is? Like, I know a bunch of heavy people. I have a bunch of heavy friends. I'm not trying to be like, "Huh, my friend's heavy." You know, I'm not trying to be one of those guys. But what I'm saying is, all of them are trying to be
I have a
healthy,
heavy friend.
or have gotten healthy. Yeah, yes, she does. You know, but I try to be healthy. I won't sit there and say I need my own show. I won't say I need 3 seats. I'm a fat fuck and I need to lose weight.
That would be funny if you started to do it though. Like
what?
Like just like a fat person, but you're not really fat. Like we both have a bit of chub.
Listen,
But it's
according
like,
to
imagine that
the science of what I weigh to my height, I'm obese.
Are you?
Yeah.
20 pounds overweight is morbidly obese. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's like
Morbidly.
they're not changing that. Then I don't see that science. You don't see health world changing that.
Here's how you know nobody gives a fuck, because when you go to a Target, which we don't go to anymore, but if you go to a Target, like we see the plus size models, there's no plus size male model.
There isn't.
There's no plus size.
They have our own store.
Mannequins. Yeah, it's big and tall. It's just
Big
like
and tall
they might as well call it so you
DXXXL.
Yeah, they call
Whatever it
it.
is.
They call it big and tall to be nice, but they may as well call it you gave up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Welcome to you gave up.
You gave up.
It's like Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson has a bike called a Fat Boy.
Yep.
Right? And it's because it's designed to hold fat boys.
Right.
Right? So you could walk in to a Harley dealership and you just walk in like, "Oh, I'm here to look at the Dyna. Dyna's a small enough bike. Like, I'm here to the guy's like, "Nah, your stuff is over." "No, but I like this."
But that
I like
is a
the
world-
V-Rod. No. Over. What about the Roadster? I'm telling you, all your stuff. What's it called? Fat Boy.
But I tell you, I think that's a world where they're most respected.
What do you mean?
Bigger guys like that. You know what I mean? You could see a bigger fat dude, you know, in his fucking cuts riding a Harley Davidson. You're not going to be like, "That guy's..."
What do you mean big as in fat?
Yeah, like
no,
you're just
I said it before and I got in trouble for it, but I'll say it again. I think when motorcycle clubs are like bridal parties, there's always one fat one. Always one fat one. And it's a mean thing. It is mean, but I'm not wrong.
No.
Like I'm not wrong. If you don't believe me, go on to any one of your friends that got married, any one of your cousins that got married, and look at the lineup. Just look at the lineup. I am not having a go, but it's an actual like the woman with the tits, the thing written on the tits.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. You go down the lineup, there's always one. There's always she's at the back, she's at the end, and nobody likes her. And it's not fair, but there's always one. There's always one. We should pick another topic.
We should.
We should end on a higher.
We should end on a high note here. Hold on.
But anyway,
I want to check something. I'm going to make sure that I got everything that I wanted to get.
Oh, did you want to talk about you?
I did.
Organized list.
I have a nice organized list here. There's a lot of things. Where the hell was it?
It's not that organized.
No, it's not that organized. But if a guy jerks you off with your own hand, is it gay?
What do you mean?
Like, so if another guy takes your hand.
I like that you wrote this down.
Well,
you're like, I got
a reasoning
for this. People need to know.
So if a guy takes your hand, jerks you off with your hand, is that gay?
If I took your hand like
and
this
jerked
and
me
put it
off
on
with
my
it.
thing.
No, and put it on my thing.
No. Not at all.
Is that a loophole?
I don't even think it's a loophole. I think if you jerk me off, it's not gay.
That's
like
gay.
I think no.
Oh, we're getting into this freaking same conversation we did with Dan Barrett.
Did we?
Yeah.
Have the same one?
Yeah, you guys were like, you're sucking dick for money.
Oh,
It's
no,
okay.
not that one. That's a different one. But I'm saying like we should be comfortable enough to, you're driving along, we're doing a long drive. We've done that before, right? We've driven to Pennsylvania. Was that 3.5 hours in a car?
Yeah.
And you're like, why you're snapping at everybody? Everyone cut you off. You're in a bad mood. Like I'm kind of stressed. Like just take your dick out. Let me just, give it one of them. I don't think that's gay. I think it's helping somebody out. It's like like if I actually give me a massage. Would you give me a massage?
That's probably no.
Like if my shoulder was kind of like, fuck, Duke, I need to get rubbed that out.
I can't do it.
You couldn't do it?
No, I couldn't do it.
I think that was just like a massage for your
You're a
dick.
better gay bisexual friend than me.
I'm not bisexual. I just think
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
confident in my manhood.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
Answer the poll.
Literally.
Yes, I'm sorry. I read that.
Yeah, I don't-
That was a good question to ask.
I don't think it's gay to kind of help your friend out.
Would you rather?
What if?
Which
what
we're
if-
going to bring those back. We're going to bring
a
them
lot
back
of
this
people like
summer
them.
season.
But let me ask you a question and be 100% honest.
Yes.
And you can say, trust me, you're not going to upset me. If let's say you lived alone, right?
Yeah.
You don't have the lovely family you have. You don't have the same relatives you have.
All right.
You're just, well, I don't know. The family's got nothing to do with it. I meant your wife. And then you're in an accident and you're in a body cast for months,
Right.
right? And they cut the whole thing out so you can piss, right?
Right.
And if I came in to visit you can talk, like your face is open. Like,
Yeah,
hey
yeah.
man, can you change the channel for me? I
Yep.
can't do anything. And then you said to me, Mick, I haven't come in months. Could you just give me that?
I
Could
No.
you just please help me?
would
Just drain the battery out. Just
I would do it for a pee-pee. Wouldn't do it for that.
why? What's
Like
the
if,
difference?
I had a pee, it's just different. It's different. It's not a sexual thing when you have to pee. It becomes a sexual
So if
thing.
I'm lying there, I'm in a body cast,
Yeah.
right? I've probably lost all my family in this horrible crash, right? And I'm just lying there, full body cast. I've got 6 more months to go on this, and I'm 3 months in, and I'm just lying there staring at the ceiling because they haven't put me up enough to look at the TV.
Yep.
And I'm just there, full cast, except the face is open, and they cut this thing out, and I go, you know what, Corey, man, I haven't shot a load in 3 months.
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw your phone on your dick and go around the corner and call you a bunch of times, and hope the vibration helps.
My phone's on silent. But like, do you think? Here's another question to take it away from the immaturity of this.
Yep.
Would you think that should be part of the nurse? Because you know the nurse has to wipe your ass.
Yeah.
Do you think that should also be part of her duty? She comes in.
Yes, that I agree with.
Right? Yeah, because you think it's a slutty, sexy nurse.
Sorry.
Right? She walks in. Just a normal. It's a 55-year-old.
It happens to be your
mom.
neighbor.
A 55-year-old mom.
Yep.
She's got a mom haircut. She's
Right.
you know she likes the early shift because she gets to go home and watch her grandkids.
Yep.
And she's got a pair of glasses on, like not sexy ones, and she's a nice. And she comes in like, "How are we today?" Like with the small talk. And do you think that should be part of her? Like, listen, Betty, I've been here now. I'm lying here now, Betty. I've been a car. I lost my family. I'm in this cast now for 3 months, and I haven't. I'm backed up here, and it's really like I was crying this morning over the loss of my family, and I'm pretty sure cum came out. Like I'm that backed up. Could you give me a bit of a rub and tug? Should that be part of Betty's job? Now be serious. Let's not.
Yeah, I think it should be.
Just like I shit myself again, Betty. No problem. I'll wipe that up. Here's the basin to piss in. Oh, I sneeze and snot.
Local
through my
nurse
face.
Betty is suing Bayview Hospital after she found out that the band faked his own paralysis for 3 months.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I think that should be part of it. If you're gonna wipe, I'm sure a lot of nurses would rather jerk you off than wipe your ass.
Okay, that's a good point. Nurses, write in. Would you rather jerk a patient off or have to wipe their asses? But now, let me flip that question, and I know we gotta get out of here. What if that was your wife's job if she was a nurse? Because your wife, I'm not gonna get into details of what your wife does. She does work in the medical field.
She does work in the medical
so I don't
field.
want to. That's all I want to say
And-
about it. It's not my business.
No, I wouldn't.
But if she said like you had to jerk off another person today,
Yeah, no.
some truck driver
See,
from
that's now it's
Shirley.
from the opposite. Now it's devil's advocate, right? Now you're like, I can't do that. But she, for a little while, she did work in urology, so she's seen some things.
A lot of
But,
dicks.
yeah, a lot of dicks. But I guess the dicks that you're seeing aren't the dicks you want to see as a female. But no, I see that would drive me. No, I couldn't do that.
Right, you see? Yeah,
You
it's
know?
just an interest.
It's an interesting side of the.
hypocritical.
Yeah. Well, it's just like saying, you know, if you go to somebody goes to a massage parlor, yeah, you want her to jerk you off, but
That's the thing about the massage parlor too. I've never been to I've had sports massage.
neither have I ever.
I've had sports
Disclaimer,
massages done,
never, ever,
like
ever.
like physical
I've
therapy.
been massaged like an actual, like legit massage place.
Yeah, yeah.
But never the.
no, I haven't even done that.
I've never been a John. if that's
I've
the
never
correct
done
word.
that. I've went to actual places like to get sports massages and to get like something worked on.
Right.
But I've never said I'm going to go for a massage.
Yeah.
I've been so stressed this week. I'm going to go for a massage. I don't think there's ever one person like I have to imagine
Yeah.
that when you walk in, you're thinking it like
Yep.
I wonder if this is a place. Like, not that I would, but like I
Right.
wonder if it does this place. And she's
Right.
probably thinking like, oh, is this?
I mean,
this guy looks like he's going to ask.
Yeah, there's been.
because she has to have been asked 100 times.
Oh, I'm sure. But you can,
Masseuses out there, if you've ever been asked, like, as an inappropriate question while you're doing it, like, I knew a girl who.
it's gotta be hard to. Sometimes there's been times where I was trying to fight back in an erection because it's just. when they're rubbing through your thighs and stuff like that, and your legs,
Right.
and everything. You know,
I don't know. I think I can get. I hope I can get past, but I haven't got it done. But I knew a girl who she used to wax people. That was her job. But this guy would come in and pay her money that she would like wax, like be rough with her.
Really?
Yeah, and then he would like touch himself while she was doing it. And she was like, I don't care. He was tipping me like $100 every time I did it.
Right.
And it was like it took him like 2-3 pulls.
Yeah.
And he was done. And I got to hurt this guy, and he got and he
crazy.
paid me for it.
Wow.
Again, we all have different morals.
Different morals, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you want to leave it there?
Let's leave it there.
All right. Thanks
for
very much.
This is the 31st episode.
31.
31, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
for
subscribe, share to your friends.
Yep. Mick
Follow
Thomas comedy on all the platforms.
And you can follow me at I am Corey Brooks on Instagram. Follow at I have Manxiety on Instagram. We're on YouTube, Spotify.
Yep.
And,
Also on July 22nd, I'm in Arizona at the Nile Theater for 2. And down in Florida on August 18th, 19th, I'm back at New Smyrna Beach in Madcap Comedy Club.
links in the bio.
In the bio.
Tickets.
Pew, pew, pew. Good night.
Good night.